Hello everyone, very warm welcome to all of you on this platform. We are meeting on this platform for the preparation of UPSC Civil Services Examination as well as State PCS Examination. Very precisely, I am here for geography preparation. My name is Akhilesh and we will meet on this platform for the preparation of geography. So in that very preparation, we must remember few things that I would like to share with you. So before going through the entire journey of the preparation of geography for civil services as well as state PCS examination, we must aware of our syllabus first. Either it is prelims or mains, you must have your syllabus on your table and you just go through the syllabus every day so that each and every point of your syllabus, each and every topic of your syllabus must be remembered by you or it must be internalized by you so that whenever you go for the preparation in any topic, any subject, you must remember the correlations which is required for your preparation because you are not required to have a master in all subjects, but you require some kind of correlation in all subject, and that correlation will be there only when you are aware of your subject. So first thing which I would like to tell you and to make you aware that you must remember entire syllabus of geography indeed. The second thing is we must have resources from where we will go for the reading. Few coaching and channel are just taking the pledge that there will be no requirement of any kind of book reading, but I'm a bit different from them. I suggest go through the books. Teacher will just give you a kind of directions and somehow good notes also, but the books will give you perception, and the entire game is synthetic perception which you synthesize at the time of mains, that 3 important hours of your mains answer writing examination. So you must go through the books also. As far as books are concerned, I would like to tell you the 6th class NCERT to 12th class NCERT for geography is must read. And then if you want to read more, there is a book, Certificate of Geography, which is good for your examination point of view. And it will certainly give you a kind of perception in geography, and it will certainly give you a kind of kaleidoscopic vision of geography. Ultimately, it is the vision which will help you, not the fact. Because the exam is not factual, it is entirely conceptual. Indeed, you require some fact, but the exam is concept-oriented exam. Are you getting this? So the second book will be G.C. Leong, The Certificate of Geography. You must purchase it, keep in your bookshelf. It is a good book. And then a book of Physical Geography of Savindra Singh. That book is a complete book for your preparation, and it will be a very helpful book for optional preparation also. So it is going to be a game changer for you also. So keep Savindra Singh Physical Geography, that will help you in physical geography as well as climatology and oceanography. These are the sub part of geography. We will go through these parts also. So you require a book, and that will give you good insight and good understanding of the subject. And then you must require 1/8 lists. You might have seen this year's question paper. There are questions related with locations, and the locations are not easy task. There are 4 questions in one question. So you need to be very much clear about the location of Leh Nubra Valley, location of Gilgit and Baltistan, then only you can decipher the answer. So location can only be good once you go through the map. In our day-to-day class, every day we will go through the maps. Every day I will give some entries in form of example. Say for example, if we are discussing physical geography, mountain building, so there are certain mountain, Hercynian mountain, there are Caledonian mountain, Alpine mountain, their names and their country. You need to fill the maps every day. At least 10 to 15 entries will be given to you in the class, and you need to find out in the atlas and keep the map. Purchase the map, political map of the world as well as India, and every day you fill those places which has been cited in form of examples in your class on that map, and keep it with your notes. Your notes will be a kind of creation at the end of day. You don't require any book at the end of day. You just go through your notes. The notes will be complete course for geography at least. So mapping is very, very important, and mapping cannot without practice you are not master in mapping, and practicing for few days is not going to help you. Every day you require a kind of incremental growth in mapping. So we will go with mapping also, and that will cover entire location related questions. One thing we must be clear about, that UPSC used to correlate the static part with the dynamic part, and hence whatever the current affairs are going through, either it is related with climate change, related with geography, related with any kind of summit or something like that, the places are very important. Any place which is having a kind of political upheaval or kind of any uprising, war, etc., any natural disaster, if it is in news, then it will be important for your examination perspective. So do remember, we will also cover that current affairs section, which is related with not only geography but also with IR as well as other section of your general studies paper. And then there will be a yearbook, India yearbook, which is very, very important for geography preparation, because when we discuss India, geography of India, then we will go the entire Indian geography, in which we will discuss transportation, communication, mineral deposits, river, all the drainage system, hydroelectricity, everything, and obviously in that section we require location. So India yearbook plus atlas will help you here. So 4 things you require. First one is NCERT, second one atlas, GC Leong and Savindra Singh. Apart from that, India yearbook is a must thing to go through, and because India yearbook have a current data related with all these topics which we will discuss in geography of India. So as far as resources is concerned, apart from my classes, my notes, you require these 4-5 things on your table. So how I will proceed, how I will cover, or we will cover this entire syllabus, it has to be discussed in entirety. Let's have a look on the syllabus. So before going on any journey, you must require the syllabus, and when you know the syllabus, the journey become a bit easier for you. As I said that the syllabus in your prelims as well as mains is not mentioned explicitly. So implicit syllabus is just we can trace it out from our experiences. So whatever the last year trained of the questions in prelims as well as mains, the syllabus has to be designed by us so that there will not be any stone unturned for you. So let's have a discussion or the course of study which we will going to cover. So I'm going to write here something for you. You need to note it down, because in this fashion we will cover the entire syllabus of geography. So we are going to have geography preparation for UPSC and state pieces also. You must go for state pieces examinations during your UPSC preparation, because it just require a bit slight variation in your strategy. That's it, because most of the state pieces examination are very close to UPSC syllabus. So you need not to worry about that. Extra effort should not be there. Some kind of extra, you can say, state oriented information is required here, but entire syllabus are more or less similar. So you must go through this state pieces examination. In geography, we will start with astronomy. Most of the classes, no one is going to take this astronomy as a topic in geography section, but you require this astronomy and particle physics in science and technology. And in recent years, there are certain questions related with astronomy as well as the expeditions of NASA or ISRO, and hence astronomy and particle physics is a part of astronomy, geography as well as science and technology. And basically, origin of universe will be the starting point. So after origin of universe, we will see the stars and stars life, and this life include so many stages, like embryo star, like mature star. Our sun is mature star, and then there will be supernova. Before that there will be red giant, supernova, and then there will be white dwarf, black dwarf, and ultimately in black hole the star vanished. So we require some kind of knowledge of black hole also. So starting from the origin of universe with Big Bang theory, we will end with life of stars. Then we will discuss our solar system, and in our solar system certain terms has to be very clear, like planet, dwarf planet, asteroid, comet, meteor, etc. That will be discussed here. So afterward we will discuss Earth and its origin. So starting from here, we are going to have physical geography in action. So physical geography will start with origin of Earth and its interior. So basic concept like shape of the Earth, like interior of the Earth, latitude, longitude, time zone, estimation of time, etc. These are the point from where you may have question in your examination. Apart from it, rotation and revolution of Earth, rotation and revolution of Earth will be discussed, and their impacts or effects will also be there, and that will lead to equinox, solstice, and seasons. So when you have a kind of conceptual clarity of equinox, solstice, and season, and the tilt of the earth. Let me discuss or give you a kind of insight. And one of the pivotal line which I am going to speak here will decide the entire fate of your geography. So if you are seeing this earth, which is a blue planet, and it is in habitable zone or Goldilocks zone where we are living, and this earth is tilted on its axis by 23.5 degree. If this tilt is not there, then mind my words, there will be no geography. So if you understand this tilt and the equinox and solstice and transition of the sun, your entire climatology will be in your hand. And when you know the climate of certain region, you can have a kind of idea of the vegetation. You can have the idea of the industry which will be established there or which may be there. Are you getting? So a kind of idea from the tilt of the earth and understanding rotation and revolution, equinox and solstice, and how the seasonal variations are there, you are going to have a master kind of vision that can you can tell a kind of climate as well as vegetation, the people residing there, their trade and their practices, everything you can discuss just on the very basis of these few basic concepts. So in first topic we will discuss in physical geography, that will be related with basics of earth. That will be the starting point of our physical geography. And then we are going to have geological timetable. So entire geological timetable will be discussed so that you can understand when the Himalaya was born, Deccan Trap, the age of Deccan Trap, Puranas, Kudapas. So there are rock system, and what would be their ages will be discussed here. So geological time scale, and then we will discuss the rock cycle. Rocks, three types of rocks are there: igneous rock, metamorphic rock, and sedimentary rock. Then rock cycle, and afterward we will go for interior of earth. Interior of earth, and after discussing interior of earth, we will come on the crust. So all know earth has been divided into the zones. It is core, it is outer core, then mantle, outer mantle, something like that, outer mantle, and the upper crust and lower crust. So upper crust and lower crust and outer mantle. So the lower crust as well as outer mantle constitute a zone which is called as asthenosphere. And asthenosphere is basically the powerhouse of the earth crust. Here you are going to have hot spot, or you can say mantle plumes, which will give convectional current, and these convectional current are arise due to production of heat. And I will discuss how the heat is generated. There are certain theories related with the convectional current also, like Arthur Holmes theory. So these convectional current will give a kind of force which is responsible for plate movement. So today we know that plate is moving because of these asthenosphere hot spot, but when we discuss from the initial phase of development of these thought, we will go through the continental drift theory of Alfred Wegener as well as continental drift theory of F.B. Taylor, etc. And then we will find how these plates were discovered, how the forces responsible for the movement of these plates are discovered. So a kind of discovery in geography you are going to have, and it is very interesting part also. So every time you will find that some hypothesis has been given, there are certain demerits of that very hypothesis. Then there will be development of another hypothesis, which is bit correct from the previous, but there are certain demerits also. And after doing this trial and error method, today we are going to have neoplate tectonics, and the neoplate tectonics will be discussed here. So after interior of the earth, we will discuss continental drift theory, then plate tectonics, then formation of volcano, formation of you can say earthquake region, formation of mountain buildings, orogeny we will discuss, and then origin of island, etc. will be discussed. So after it, we will go for geomorphological processes. Geomorphology. And when we discuss geomorphology, so we must know that there are two kind of forces. One is endogenic force. Sometimes we call it endogenetic or endogenic, and exogenic force. Okay. So endogenetic force and exogenetic force. Endogenetic force from the interior of the earth, exogenetic force are the agent of denudation. Agents of denudation. So whatever we are seeing on the surface of the earth is basically the outcome of the eternal fight between these two forces. These two forces are fighting with each other since time immortal, or you can say since the origin of the earth. And from there they are fighting, and one is proposing something on the surface of earth and second one is just denuding it. So whatever we are seeing right now on this earth is just a resultant, or you can say outcome of their fight. So one, which is endogenic force, which is giving magma outside the earth through central eruption or through fissure eruption, formation of cone, etc. And then exogenetic forces are denuding it, and then so many chemical, physical reactions will be there. Biological too. The agents also include biological agents also. These are the you can say battalion of exogenetic forces we will discuss. So all the geomorphology as well as geomorphological forms. Will be discussed here, and how they were formed and what will be their fate also. Tomorrow the mountain is going to be in form of monadnock, or you can say if there is a geosyncline today like Malda Gap, tomorrow there will be hefty mountain will be there. It may be possible, but yes, don't worry, it will be on geological time scale. Geological time scale, that means it will take too much time. And we are human, so we have a limited time scale which is of 70 to 80 years. So nothing to worry about. It may be happen tomorrow, but it will take geological time scale. So this is human time scale which is of 70 to 80 years. So you're not going to have a kind of change, sudden change, until unless there will be sudden change. Then only you are going to have such kind of geomorphology developed within very few time. And there are so many examples of such kind of development also. We will discuss in our syllabus when we go through these geomorphological forms. So geosyncline, mountain building, lake formation, plain formation, plateau formation, and then their erosional and withered landform. Erosional as well as depositional landforms. Erosional as well as depositional landform of aeolian process by wind or by river or water by glacier, and sometime there are the region which is known as karst topography. So in karst topography we are going to have so many different kind of geomorphological forms which is important for you. So we will take a glimpse of desert and their geomorphological form. We will go near coastal area and we will see some geomorphological form. Are you getting this? We will go somewhere in glaciated area and we will have some geomorphological forms. Their names are important. How they are formed, which is important, and it may be asked in your examination. So be prepared for this journey. It is very beautiful, and mind my words, I will give you kind of figures like sand dunes, barkhans, yardens, Jeugen, like meandering of river. Why this happen? What are the reasons responsible of meandering? What is the reason of responsible formation of Bhabar and Tarai Bhag, Bhabar and Tarai region? Or mushroom rock, but mesa. These are the words which will ring your ears today, so that you will be prepared to learn what exactly they are tomorrow. So these are the words I have given to you. Try to understand. These are basically the landform of different area, and I am not going to classify today. At that very day when we discuss the geomorphology, it will be entirely yours. Each and every landform you will tell that is it erosional or depositional, because they are asking in that fashion also. So whether it is erosional landform or depositional landform, it is related with desert area, coastal area, glaciated landform, or it is due to river erosion, something like that. So it is going to be very important aspect of geography as well as your paper also. And then we will start climatology. Climatology, you know, study of climate, climatic region, vegetation, rainfall, temperature change, precipitation, everything will be discussed here. So it will be, our starting point will be the introduction of atmosphere. An introduction of atmosphere, atmospheric gases, atmospheric zone, and work of each and every gases, importance you can say. And why? Because these are the things which is also important for your environmental studies. So you know the gases, and there are some polluting gases also, and their related consequences like global warming. That will be a different aspect, entirely different topic that will be discussed in the end of the climatology. In the environmental study also, you are going to have entire class on this climate change, global warming, ozone depletion, and related conservation strategies as well as conventions, meetings, etc. We will discuss in environment and ecology section. So here introduction of atmosphere will be there, and then there will be insolation and heat budget. Insolation and heat budget. Sun is the ultimate source of energy on this earth. So whatever you see in form of energy, whether it is petroleum, coal, natural gas, it is related with sun. Somewhere it is related with sun, and the conservation of law of conservation of energy is proved here because the solar energy which is trapped by the plant or the forest was buried, and now they are in form of coal and petroleum. So one form of energy has been converted into another form of energy. So insolation will be the decisive factor responsible for all the climatic condition prevailing on this earth. So insolation and heat budget will be the topic that will be covered here. Then insolation, which is related with temperature, and when there will be variation in temperature, there will be variation in pressure. So my dear students, do remember, when there will be variation in temperature, there will be variation in pressure, and when there will be variation in pressure, there will be wind. So next topic will be planetary wind and pressure belt. Pressure belt and planetary wind. So pressure belt and planetary wind and circulation, atmospheric circulation we will discuss. Jet stream also we will discuss. Tricellular meridional circulation also given by three person, we will discuss at that time. Tricellular meridional circulation. Then we will discuss seasonal winds like monsoon, and this will be a common topic of Indian monsoon, seasonal wind and the local winds. What are the reason behind these local winds and the famous local winds and where they are blowing, the region, their effect, etc. will be discussed here. So be with me. Then there will be rainfall and precipitation. Rainfall and precipitation. Rainfall, precipitation, then cyclone and air mass. So in cyclone we are going to have two type of cyclone, that is temperate cyclone as well as tropical cyclone, and their circulation is entirely different. So what are the difference in between these? And one very important aspect of these cyclone is the naming of the cyclone. Naming of the tropical cyclone, which is very important topic, and UPSC love this. Used to ask so many questions. Naming of the tropical cyclones, how they are named. So very important things that has to be covered here. Then there will be a big topic related with climatic region of the world. Climatic region of the world, that will include entire climatic region, the precipitation, temperature, seasonal variation, vegetation, people residing there, the tribes residing there, their work, their the industry related with certain peculiar industry which is confined to those climatic region only. So these are the points that will be discussed in climatic region of the world. And then we are going to have some climatic phenomena like El Nino, La Nina, obviously Indian monsoon, western disturbances, cloud burst, flash flood. These are the terms, and with example, and why they are happening, what are the reason, everything will be discussed here. So do remember, it is going to be very important part as for current affair perspective also. If there will be any kind of urban flood, one thing more, urban flood. Recently we are going to have so many urban flood in urban area like Mumbai, Chennai, etc. So these urban floods are very important, and due to change in our land resources and geographical resources, these urban floods are the outcome. So what will be the next you can say step of ours to save our urban agglomerations from urban flood. Then we will discuss few disasters here. Disasters, and after disasters we will discuss a few disaster measures and Government of India initiatives. So this will be discussed in this part of climatology. And then we are going to have detailed oceanography. Oceanography. So important aspect of oceanography, first one is ocean basin, mapping of ocean basin, which was started in 1915 after continental drift theory, and from 15 to 25 entire world geologists are engaged, and geographer too, in mapping the ocean basin and what are the internal structure of ocean will be discussed here. Then ocean deposits in form of resources. So ocean resources, ocean deposits will be discussed here. Then we will go for variation in temperature in ocean water body, temperature, salinity, density, what are the factors responsible for their variation, and due to their variation what are the impacts, etc. will be discussed here. So temperature, salinity, density, its variation and its impact, it will be discussed here in climatology. Then very important section is ocean current, ocean currents and their effect on continents. So many ocean currents are there, and their effect on their local effect means country level, you can say, or local level. You are going to have so many effects. They are warm current or cold current, and their respective impact will be discussed here. And then coral, which is important. Coral, you know, coral, fringing coral, barrier coral, then atoll, and most important is coral bleaching. So coral are the most diverse ecosystem of the world. It is much diverse than the tropical rainforest. Do remember that there was a question on it. So coral bleaching, what are the reasons responsible for coral bleaching? What exactly the coral bleaching is? So you require the detailed symbiotic association between coral polyp as well as zooxanthellae. So there will be a kind of death of zooxanthellae that leads to coral bleaching. They are very, very sensitive to slight change in their environmental condition in which they are persisting or growing, and slight change in temperature, salinity, turbidity, or you can say pollution or some fungal disease also will lead to coral bleaching. And when the coral bleaching is there, the diversity and the beauty of the corals will be lost for forever. So it is very important topic for your examination point of view. And do remember, change in temperature is brought by global climate change. So global climate change is innately connected with coral bleaching. So a kind of insight of global climate change, what is the reason of global warming, what is the pace of global warming, and how this global warming is going to be fatal for these corals will be discussed here in coral as well as coral bleaching. Not only this, we will discuss entire coral island of the world as well as coral island of the India, how these coral islands are formed or how these coral ecosystems were developed under the sea water. That will be discussed here. So let some kind of surprise element for you, otherwise everything will be discussed in the syllabus part, not going to be good for you. And then the very important aspect, maritime zones. Maritime zones like territorial water, exclusive economic zone, etc. will be discussed. Then ocean resources. Ocean resources. And the very important geopolitics of Indian Ocean. Why Indian Ocean region is very important, and what are the benefit of being India. Our India is blessed with geographical benefit, and that will decide the geopolitics of Indian Ocean, because the Indian Ocean is going to be our resource rich region, and not only resource rich region, it is one of the greatest trade route of the world. So there will be geopolitics, and we will discuss the geopolitics. China's you all know string of pearl theory, then our Sagarmala project, then we will discuss Dio Garcia, because Dio Garcia is a place where UK as well as USA are having their base in Dio Garcia, just for geopolitics of Indian Ocean. So Indian Ocean region is very important. The country which is the part of Indian Ocean, which is connected with Indian Ocean, are very important. Then Southeast Asian country are very important, and then you might have so many current issue related with geopolitics of Indian Ocean, like South China Sea, Spratly Island, or you can say Vietnam China dispute, China Malaysia dispute, China Philippines dispute, and then USA and India as a stand. So these will be discussed in the geopolitics of Indian Ocean. It will help you in international relation paper also, the parties which is related with India as well as Indian Ocean. So this will be the end of oceanography. Then the next part we will start with Indian geography. Indian geography. So do remember, this Indian geography is going to help you not only in geography of India, but it will give you so many fact files to write an essay also. If you are writing some essay, then it will help you. The Indian geography will help you in your interview. This Indian geography will help you agriculture. When we talk about agriculture, it will surely help you in economy. So few fringe area of economy and Indian geography are Indian agriculture, transportation, hydroelectricity, our energy section, as well as something which is related with science and technology, and something which is related with environment and ecology, like national park, biosphere reserve, etc. will be discussed in Indian geography. So Indian geography will give you a kaleidoscopic vision that will relate economy, environment and ecology, and science and technology. It will be important for your interview, as well as if a topic will come related with agriculture, geography, environment, Indian geography will help you there. So it is going to be very pivotal and very important part that must be discussed seriously and taken seriously. So Indian geography will start with geology of India, and we will start few glimpse of geology of India we have seen in plate tectonics earlier. So few part of plate tectonics will be here. Few things we had discussed already in mountain building orogeny, like Kober's geosyncline theory. Earlier. So it will help you here also. These are the things which will be discussed in physical geography. So we will now discussing physical geography of India. We had discussed physical geography of the world. Now we are discussing physical geography of India. So these things will be just a kind of revision you are going to have. Then there will be geographical region of India. Geographical region of India. So what will be the length and breadth of our study? Each and every geographical region will be discussed, its geology, its morphology, industry, mineral deposit, resource deposit, energy deposit, if it is some trade hub, something like that. So each and every geographical region with climatic condition as well as entire detail will be given to you. So geographical region of India is going to cover partial Indian geography here. So this topic is going to be very important for you. So don't miss it. Then we will have drainage system. Drainage system. And in drainage system, there are some questions related. This year also there was a question related with Satluj antecedent drainage system. It is drainage pattern. So few questions are there with drainage pattern as well as drainage system. So it will be covered. Apart from it, we will cover the river water disputes. River water disputes in India. We will cover hydroelectricity. We will cover irrigation projects. So in drainage pattern, river water dispute, etc. will be discussed here. And then we are going to have climate zone of India. Climate zone of India. So entire climate zone, soil and vegetation, mineral and energy resources, transport and communication, these all will be discussed here. And then there will be agriculture in detail. Agriculture in India, problems of crop pattern, types, green revolution, when we discuss green revolution, we will have positive and negative impacts of green revolution. This will be a very important topic. So positive and negative impacts of green revolution. So this will be a very important topic and new topic that has to be covered here. It will surely help you in your essay writing as well as economy. So agriculture will be discussed, and then problems of agriculture in India. Problems of agriculture in India. Need of second green revolution, etc. This will be covered. And not only this, the economy part, that MSP and related acts, etc. will be discussed here. That will be related with agriculture, culture based industry, etc. will be discussed. Then the last topic will be the census of India as well as world, दोनों हम लेके चलेंगे. And then in census we will discuss migration, region of migration, and there are certain social issue related with you can say census, urbanization, industrialization, etc. So this will be also discussed here. although these are the part of your social issue topic, but few topics will be discussed here which is related with census, migration, urbanization, industrialization, and problems of urban area, etc. So this will be the entire milestones of our journey which I have given to you. And apart from it, the last but not the least, your persistent effort. Your persistent effort will be needed. It will be the key of your success as well as my success. So I think you have a clear idea of the journey which we are going to start, a beautiful journey which we are going to start, and you have a clear idea how we will proceed. So for today, I should stop here, and from the next class, we will start with astronomy. Thank you very much.